Hello there, YouTube. How are you guys? Today is, the last weekend of June. It is June 30th of 2012. So my last video that I came to you at, I was getting ready to leave for my first ever half marathon. Biggest fitness goal I've ever had to date. And again, 2.5 years ago, I had the lap band set in place. I was at 308.6 pounds. And at that time, running was not an option unless it just wasn't an option. Throughout the whole journey, at some point I started doing the Couch to 5K running program. I had heard a lot of people talk about it, and not only did they lose weight from it, but it was also a way to become fit and healthy and be able to run, and that sounded like such a far stretch of a goal. But one day I got brave and decided to try it. So I did the Couch to 5K running program, I would guess probably around 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. And cut to now, I am now a half marathon finisher. So it's an amazing, I've waited so long to make this video, and the race was on June 17th. So just like, 2 weeks ago. But I've waited to make this video because every time I would try to talk about it, I would start crying. And that's just not cute when you have ugly cry when you're trying to tell, a meaningful story. So the biggest thing I can honestly say after now that it's all complete and said and done is I never in a million years thought I'd get to a place where I could say I've completed a half marathon. And I ran, and I mean, it was the most amazing accomplishment I've ever had in my life with fitness and health. We had trained, I did this race with two girls from YouTube, Casey and Becky, and we went to Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada to run the race together. And that's kind of our thing. We try to pick a place to go and travel together to, and also include a fitness goal in that if we can. And so this one was a big deal for us. We had been training for months on getting our bodies ready to be able to do a half marathon. It's not like you can just, for most people, it's not like you can just say, I think tomorrow I'm going to run a half marathon. Great. So it was a really, really big goal we put in front of ourselves. But obviously we've shown and proved to ourselves that nothing is impossible. We completed it. Our one hope was we just want to be able to run as much as we can and do it under 3 hours. And if you space out and really pace yourself, it's totally possible. I don't know what happened that day, but I felt on fire. I felt amazing. I felt like I had adrenaline to keep going. I danced along the way. Like when certain songs would come on, I was feeling really good about it. I would dance, and at every mile marker, before we started the race, we decided that at every mile marker we were going to pull off to the side where the sign is and do a little Kardashian dance. I don't know if anybody else knows that, but we did it at every mile marker. It was just fun. Like, why not celebrate this amazing, huge goal that we are checking off the list? So, completed the half marathon. I was super excited, and we just felt on fire. It was amazing to get to share that with them, and it was really emotional. I kept, during the race, just looking over and at them and at other people running, thinking, like, we're actually doing this. Like, this isn't, us just taking a leisurely walk. Like, we entered into a half marathon. We're running a half marathon, and we're about to complete a half marathon. Like, who are we right now? It was just the most amazing. Words can't even describe that kind of a feeling you get of accomplishment. And not just accomplishing running the half marathon, but especially where we all started. When we started, like for myself, starting at, over 300 pounds, I never in a million years ever thought that I would get to a place when I would finish half marathon. So I don't want to make it all about half marathon, but literally it was the best day of my life with fitness ever, ever, ever. I bawled my face off as soon as we crossed the finish line. Called my husband, called my mom. It was phenomenal. It was amazing, and I had an amazing vacation with them. I will try to attach some pictures as well. But oh my God, so good. So so before I left, my weight was just, everyone kind of goes through their spasms, if you will, of weights up and down, up and down, up and down, down and up, down and up. And it makes you kind of a crazy person. And for me, it does, at least. I went through a phase where I tried to go without the scale. I tried to cut back how many times I weighed myself on the scale. I really kind of tried a little bit of everything. And luckily, training for that half marathon truly helped because it kept me in check with my fitness. I'm not saying I always made the smartest decisions with food, but I at least had to work out because I knew I had this big thing in front of me called a half marathon that I knew I had to do on June 17th. So it's really good. It's a good idea for me and maybe for other people as well to have a fitness goal in front of you to keep you mentally in check and preparing for it, whether you want to or not. I'm really excited now that it's over to have more options again for fitness. I was spending so much time just running because I knew I had to run a lot to be able to complete that half marathon. So I'm excited to get back to spinning. I'm looking now at duathlons where I can do running and biking. Really excited about that actually because I really love spin and I really love to run. I just don't like to run, honestly, beyond 7-8 miles. My body just starts to ache and I just don't enjoy it past that time frame because everyone's now like, oh, you've done the half. Are you going to do the full marathon? Nope. Hell to the no. Not because I don't think I could do it. I could. I would be miserable. But I just don't want to. And why choose a fitness, regimen that you don't want to do? No thanks. So I'm really looking into duathlons so I can have that, fitness goal ahead of me. And it's not that I don't like to swim. I'm just not interested in doing a triathlon. If me in pools, I picture more like me laying by the pool with, suntan lotion. So that's probably why I'm going to leave that part out of the duathlon. So before I left for Winnipeg to go do this race, my weight had just jumped all over the board. I had saw up to like 183, I think. That was my oh shit moment. And then it dropped back down. And then before Winnipeg, you get that mental vacation of like, well, I'm on vacation. Let the fun begin. Let's stop counting everything because that makes sense. So I don't know. I know when I left for Winnipeg, I was like 178. Came home and I was like 176.5. I don't know. I had lost weight freakishly because anyway. And luckily when the girls and I were together, we set, a plan in place, if you will, because we know it's our habit to go on vacation and throw all rules out the window and just have fun. Yes, we're also doing a big fitness goal like running a half marathon, but everything else that we do has been, let's eat what we want, drink what we want, have fun, not count, not drink enough water, not like intentionally sabotaging ourselves, but just not caring so much about the rules. So we know it's our habit to get home from vacation and it's hard to break that routine. It's hard to get back on track. So before we left Winnipeg, we put a new plan in place, a new fitness challenge for ourselves, with including different rules like you need to drink 80 ounces of water a day. You need to exercise 4 days a week. You need to be in check with your calories. We need to have honest discussions with each other about our food journals, whether that means, Katie, you had a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream again today. What's going on? Or, just honest conversations that aren't fun to have with somebody, but they're necessary. These girls are my best friends, and it's hard to say to someone, I just don't think this is a good idea because X, Y, and Z, but I love you. It's hard. It's hard to have those conversations, but we all got on the same page and agreed we have to. We're at a point we have to make those conversations happen because we're not as accepting of other people outside of our weight loss world giving those suggestions. So who better than the three of us to give those suggestions to each other? So far so good. It's not always going to be easy, but we're here till death. So that's fine. Let's see. So we're doing also with the challenge, we're doing weigh-ins once a week on Thursdays and then a follow-up weigh-in on Monday just to see how your weekend went. Because usually, if you weigh in on a Thursday, it's almost like, woohoo, go buck wild over the weekend. And then all of a sudden you're like, shit, why did I gain 4 pounds? So I'm glad we're doing a follow-up on Monday because we need to. So like I said, left for Winnipeg at like 178-ish. This morning, I am 171.4. Woo! So I dropped some weight. Yeah. So that's exciting. I was excited to see that. And I'm excited to be almost like this close back to the 160s again. I'm super comfortable in my body right now. I feel amazing. I could go on and on about that. but I also really enjoy keeping pushing myself. So if that means that it's going to keep pushing me to a lower weight, awesome. So we'll see what happens. I'm riding the wave of health and fitness. I don't know where where I will get off, but we're going to see what happens. What else? Yeah, I'm excited for, fitness-wise, doing new things again, going back to spin, swimming laps because it's so hot here in Kansas City. My God, it's like a heat wave of 110 degrees or something stupid. So it's nice to go to the pool and swim laps and work out new muscles. And I had hired a personal trainer for like 8 or 10 sessions, and I still have some of those left. And it's really nice to work different muscles and different things in my body that I did never really pay attention to. So that's kind of nice too. Clothes-wise, I am comfortably in a size 8, whether it's dress pants, jeans, skirts. 8 is great. I am excited about that. Tops, because I have a chest, anywhere from between medium and large. It just depends on where it's from, and does it button, is it stretchy, you know how that is. So anywhere from medium to large. I'm excited about that. What else? That might be it. It was exciting to complete a half marathon and get a medal and wear a bib, and I'm just going to include a lot of pictures because I can't talk about it enough without just feeling phenomenal. And the amount of messages I got from people, even in my personal life, not just weight loss world, were just, how amazing of an accomplishment this is. I'm so proud of you, and look how far you've come. And I mean, the first time I ever tried to run, I tried to run for 20 seconds and I failed. And I had a choice to either try that again or give up and just be frustrated that I can't do it. And I'm glad that I pushed through and tried and tried and tried again and tried again, because running for 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever it was we finished at, doesn't even matter to me what that number was, because the fact that we ran that and paced ourselves, and the fact that I could, that's freaking amazing. I'm so excited that I was able to do that, that I was able to do it. Not that I mean, that's just so much. So yes, weight is going down. That's exciting. I'm feeling good in my body and my skin, and still pushing. I'm loving the new fitness challenge we have in place. Yeah, just everything is good. All is well. So I will be back next week because I am doing weekly updates again. And that's all I have. So if you have like specific questions or things that you guys want to know about from someone that's this far out, or just any question at all, by all means ask below on this video, so I'll try to talk about them in the next one, because it is harder the further out I get to think of things to talk about. You wouldn't be able to tell that from this week since I'm rambling on now. But I had a lot to talk about this week, so that's all I have. I hope you guys are well, and I will see you next week, maybe from 160ville. I don't know. That'd be exciting. If not, I'll get there someday. Okay, have a good day. Bye.